Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. Our group have three members, Chau, Kim Thuy and me, Mai Thi. And our topic today is about the Watergate Scandal and how it reflects what is called the US Constitution crisis. Here comes the outline of our group. We have three main parts. The first one is about Watergate Scandal overview. The second one, Watergate Scandal and the US Constitution crisis. The third one, the US Constitution crisis in parts. I will be in charge of the first part here. Let's start. Watergate was a major political scandal that occurred in the United States in the 1970s, following a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters, and President Richard Nixon's administration attempted cover-up of its involvement. Early in the morning of June 17, 1972, several burglars were arrested inside the office of the Democratic National Committee, located in the Watergate building in Washington. These were not ordinary robbery. The prowlers were connected to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign, and they had been caught while attempting to wiretap phones and steal secret documents. While historians are not sure whether Nixon knew about the Watergate spinning operation before it happened, he took steps to cover it up afterwards, raising hush money for the burglars, trying to stop the FBI from investigating the crime, destroying evidence, and firing uncooperative staff members. We will have the story summary here. In 1972, the June 75 men, one of whom says he used to work for the CIA, are arrested at 2:30 a.m. trying to bug the offices of the Democratic National Committee. August the 1st, they found a 25,000 cashier check, apparently earmarked for the Nixon campaign, wound up in the bank account of a Watergate burglar. Next, on November the 7th, Nixon is re-elected, taking more than 60% of the vote. Next year, in 1973, July 17, Alexander Butterfield, former presidential appointment secretary, reveals in a congressional testimony that since 1971, Nixon had recorded all conversations and telephone calls in his offices. The next event, in July 30, Nixon refuses to turn over the presidential tape recording to Senate Watergate Committee or the special prosecutor. In the year 1974, the July 24, the Supreme Court rules unanimously that Nixon must turn over the tape recording of 64 White House conversations, rejecting the president's claims of executive privilege. The July 27 House Judiciary Committee passes the first of 3 articles of impeachment charging obstruction of justice. And in August the 8th, Richard Nixon becomes the first U.S. president to resign. The last one, September the 8th, Vice President Gerald Ford assumed the country's highest office, the president. He will pardon Nixon of all charges related to the Watergate case. That's the end of my part. Now we'll turn to the second part, in charge by Kim Thuy.
Hello everyone, my name is Thuy and I will continue our presentation with the Watergate Scandal and Constitutional crisis. Constitutional crisis is a period when institutions, government are in conflict, and it leads to a breakdown to government function. You know that Constitution has three branches. They are legislative, executive, and judicial. These branches are under the controls of government system checks and balance. However, if one of them oversteps the boundaries of its authority, then it leads to a constitutional crisis. Um, Talk about the Watergate Scandal. Is it considered as a constitutional crisis? In 1974, when system checks and balance discovered that President Nixon had involved in obstruction of justice, then the Congress and prosecutors demanded him to give evidence. There are papers and the tape recording that he had. However, he refused, and he said that both legislative and judicial could not tell the resident, who is the head of executive branch, what he do. So, a constitutional crisis occurred at that time. There are also two questions that could important raising. The first is, could the president withhold the information about possible crimes from Congress and the court? The second is the doctrine of separation of powers mean that the court could not tell president to give evidence to the prosecutors. And each crisis had also many influence in some aspect of each country. So move to the next part with Miss Chau. She will introduce you some impact that Watergate Scandal caused.
So hello guys, and we turn to the next part of our talk today. So we know that Watergate is the biggest political scandal and the biggest constitutional crisis in America. Now we will look at the impact of this affair. Yeah, from this scandal, the new laws were created intended to limit the power of the executive branch, and there are three main impacts. First is the impact on the Federal Campaign Act Amendment. Second is the Ethics in the Government Act. And last is the FBI Domestic Security Investigation Guidelines Act. About the Federal Campaign Act Amendment, the affairs limited the campaign contributions and set up an independent agency to enforce strict election laws. And about the ethics in government act, the scandal required financial disclosure by the high government officials throughout all the branches of the government. And in terms of the FBI Domestic Security Investigation Guidelines Act, the scandal restricted the FBI's political intelligence gathering activities. Yeah, when we talk about the Watergate scandal, we don't forget to mention the significance of this affair. From the Watergate scandal, the American view no person or group is above the law. This exemplifies the American idea that no man is above the law and that the laws of the U.S. apply to all the officers of the government, even the presidency. And also, this scandal affects the Americans' reputation in the world as the leading democracy. And my turn is also the last part of this presentation, and we hope that through our talk you find something that helpful for you. So thank you.